Hey Virgo, I'm Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we take what works, we leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't catch your wavelength during this reading, check your other major placements. Major placements are Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I'm just chuckling because this is like my third attempt to start this video, and things are just going crazy, and I just realized, yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. All right, Virgo, so we're starting with my monster deck, which is totally out of control right now. It's been completely under control and even a little stingy through all my readings lately. But for your reading, it recently just produced about 25, and I had no idea what to do with it. And it like won't stop talking. Okay, we're going to take what we've got here and just move forward. So those are oracle cards, and they're very eager. They have a lot to say today to you. We're going to take those, and then we're going to move on to the Santa Muerte deck for a more traditional spread. But we're just going to get a vibe off of this stuff here, and that's where we're going. That's the roadmap. I'm having a good time. So confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. So don't be shy. This deck is definitely not being shy right now. So don't be shy. Have confidence in yourself. I think confidence is one of those key things that actually is a motivation. Like, you want to do something. I think the baseline is confidence that you can do it and that it is going to, it's what you need to do, that you know what you're doing. It's going to be good. Confidence is the key to your success. So, and then we have a new start is coming. So it's almost like we've got two new starts here. A new start is coming, and be confident in it. Start it on a confident foot. Start it with some sort of boldness, some sort of certainty, some sort of, start off on a confident, bold, maybe not bold, but a confident footing, right? It's like, I don't want to go there. So transformation, things are changing at a cellular level, deep healing going on here. So that's cool. This is one of my favorite cards as far as the Egyptian DNA references. But some deep healing is going on here. And this is possibly one of my more favorite cards here. 2 is the Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits, Soul Tribe. So I think you have a new beginning here, and it's something about connections to people that you really resonate with, people that you really can vibe with. Intuitive hits and Soul Tribe coming in. It's all coming together, and a new start is coming. So we have something coming. It's very exciting. Be confident in it. Be confident in it. And then I really love this one too. It's not my favorite because it references things that are not my favorites. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. So cutting some sort of cord, cutting something that has held you back, cutting bonds, cutting patterns of behavior. So a new start, and this is like a really new start. We've got 2 cards on new start. You can totally do this, and you can stop some sort of pattern, some sort of thing that you've been stuck in, bound to, something like that. You're going to rewrite something. You're being released of habitual behavior, ways of thinking. I think even a lack of self-confidence, releasing yourself from that lack of self-confidence, because you're finding your people, you're finding your tribe, but you've got to release yourself from some sort of old tribe or old way of doing things. Deep healing here, really, I feel like really this change, this new way of doing things, this new pattern, this new situation, it releases you from the past, and it brings in this healing so that you can find people that are more your vibe, are more your people here. But you've got to release some sort of pattern. It could be a lack of self-confidence, which is so amazing to me, because my life is full of Virgos, and they seem confident. They're so successful. How could they not? All of them are. How could they not feel confident? But there is some sort of lack of self-confidence going on here. And I mean, this is saying you're going to be successful, but you need to have confidence. Was your lack of self-confidence driving your previous successes? Was it all about proving something to yourself most of all? Or anyway, just conjectures on my part, exploring what these all. But you're healing something. You're healing some sort of, I believe, self-confidence wound that's kept you from connecting to people. And that's kept you from connections that are healthy for you. And you're breaking that pattern. And you're healing whatever deep wound led to this lack of self-confidence. It's a very deep wound, and it's healing the very way you approach life, and I think the very way you approach relationships. Okay. Now we're moving on to the Santa Muerte for a more traditional spread. We could be continuing on with this story, or we could be starting something totally new. All right, Virgo, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Okay, in your recent past, did you have this last time? But you had it in the reverse. You have this new beginning, right? I love it because we have a new start is coming, and we maybe even have the new start already underway. Last week, you did have a new start already underway here. But an emotional new beginning, an overflow of emotion, of feeling, of just this fabulous, amazing new beginning, bringing new life, bringing, I mean, it comes in a storm, right? We have a little bit of I can hear thunder, I see lightning, we have some sort of crashing storm coming through here, but there's maybe even a little otherworldly communication coming in. Things are coming to life. This desert is like, we've got frogs, we've got lily pads, we've got everything coming in here. This deluge is coming in. It could be coming in some sort of darkness, in some sort of place of not clarity, or place of, it's not broad daylight. This isn't the sunshine, but it's coming into a darkness here, and it's this deluge bringing life. So that's in your recent past, or you're experiencing that right now, this emotional sort of release, deluge coming in, just an opening up. This has to do with feelings, with the emotions, and it's just, it didn't open up like, it went, and there was this sort of emotional new beginning, and it came in really fast, and maybe, I mean, it was on the horizon for a long time. You saw it coming, but then when it came, you weren't quite ready for it, maybe. But it's bringing a whole new life to you, which is what we're seeing here. This new patterns, new things, emotions. A deep healing. It's bringing some deep healing to what was a desert, what was a dry, barren landscape. We have this incredible deep healing, emotional, and maybe it didn't feel deep healing. It might have felt a little scary or a little terrifying at the time, but that's what it's here to do. And then you have the star card. So you might have a little light shining on you right now, but this is my cheerleader. Look. That deluge filled up this, she is in the desert. This is a sort of a pond in the desert that's come up overnight here, and she's deep in it, but she's in the flow here, and these lily pads have grown. We've still got, and the lotus flower, of course, the whole metaphor of the mud and the muck down here. Well, now we finally got some mud and muck. We had a desert, and now we've got some mud and muck, and we're growing some really beautiful new flowers, new lotus flowers in that. But she's our cheerleader. She's like, you're right where you need to be. You exactly, look, she's even got a little cheerleader skirt on there. And you're exactly where you need to be. You're right where you need to be. And there's some sort of confirmation around you. There's something going on around you that's confirming this, that's letting you know that yes, you're right where you need to be. It's like the universe wanted you in this spot at this moment. And you've got some sort of confirmation coming in here. Either that, or someone, there's someone here with a little bit of notoriety and a little bit of fame. The light does shine rather brightly on them, and they're in your life, but they're in your life here at this moment saying you're right where you need to be. I think they could be, it could be either yourself or something further down the line of the path that you're on that's saying, yes, that's reflecting back to you or something, that yes, you're right where you need to be. Yes, this is how this path unfolds. Yes, you're exactly where you need to be. So this desert, you may have been like, there's a desert here. It's a dry, lake bed. And then this deluge comes in, and it's like this star card is like, this was always meant to be a lake. This was meant to be a lake. So this storm that came through and opened you up and opened some sort of chamber in your heart here that brought in some fresh emotions. It's like, yeah, this was always meant to, this dry lake bed you've been looking at, it was always meant to be a lake. It was always meant to be a lake. There's just been a drought. So, but here we have a lake. You're right where you're meant to be. You're exactly who you're meant to be right at this moment. That's the star card, our cosmic cheerleader coming in. Yes, you hit that mark. You hit your mark. And then we have what's on your mind. Oh, damn it. What's in your heart? We have 3 of Swords. You're worried about heartache. You're worried about pain. You're worried about betrayal of people you love. This always reminds me of like a party where, the brothers were hanging out and the 2 brothers were hanging out drinking, and then all of a sudden one stabs the other in the back. And, you read about it in the news sometimes. And then like everyone, it's a family gathering, people start drinking, an argument breaks out, and then all of a sudden somebody's dead. So, but this is really fascinating because it was actually the vibe I was getting from this Ace of Cups. Is this 3 of Swords, is this storm, but this is heartache that comes in really fast and furious and unexpectedly, a betrayal. You're worried about that. You're worried about heartbreak. Getting your heart broken, getting hurt. You're worried about being not just wounded, but suffering a mortal wound. And there's like, what's interesting about this is there's some submission here. It's almost maybe even some verbal abuse or something like that, because he's sitting on his head and the swords are communication. So it could be you're worried about some truths coming in that are very painful. You might be worried about hurting somebody else, bringing in painful truths that feel like a betrayal to them, that feel like they're being stabbed. But this is on your mind, this is in your heart, is maybe even past heartbreaks, past wounds. There's heartbreak and wounds on your mind, either worried about it coming in, or worried about it coming in, or worried about you having to hurt somebody else. It's on your mind, but it's usually worried about betraying someone, worried about hurting somebody. Maybe you're not worried about being stabbed. Maybe you're worried about stabbing. You're like, if I go and really, hang out with this person and what if we end up drinking and I end up saying a bunch of shit that they, or something like that. What if we're vibing and then all of a sudden I betray them or they betray me? Like, yeah, this is concerning to you. And what's at issue here is this reverse Hierophant. Messages. So this is in the upright. This is somebody who's found a sanctuary, found a safe place, is communicating with their ancestors, is getting spiritual guidance, spiritual communication, is either spiritually guiding or spiritually communicating. But we're having it in the reverse. So messages are either being attempted to be given and not received, or they are not in a spiritual vibe, a lack of faith. He has faith, and the Hierophant in the upright is full of faith. He's all about faith. But here in the reverse, we have a lack of faith, which is resulting in a lack of communication, which is and a lack of feeling supported. I think this is why confidence is your key to success, because his Hierophant, his communication is very well supported by his ancestors and those that have gone on before. And so, but in the reverse, there's a sense of not feeling very well supported, not communication, and all of that lack of communication is a lack of faith, possibly in yourself, possibly a lack of self-confidence. But there's a lack of faith here, which is having sort of a snowballing effect of lack of faith, leading to lack of communication, leading to lack of support for something or something like that, and an overall lack of safety. So I think this self-confidence is really going to be key to turning this Hierophant, turning that Hierophant around, turning that frown upside down into a smile. So I feel like that Hierophant is really connected very strongly to your lack of confidence in the issue. I mean, and this fear here, this fear is also connected to this lack of self-confidence. Even though you have the Star card here cheering you on, saying you're exactly where you need to be, there's still a lack of self-confidence and a lack of faith. In your environment, you have the Magician card. Everything's here. Everything's here waiting for you. Everything's here waiting for you to have faith in yourself, to have some confidence. Your soul tribe's waiting for you. Waiting for you to do some healing here. I think about some deep healing about your self-confidence or sense of self-worth or something like that. And changing some sort of pattern, but the elements have all been acquired. I love, gosh, somebody else got this too. The Star card right in this position and the Magician card right in this position here. They're here together. Both of these are wish fulfillment. Your environment is ready for wish fulfillment. The universe is telling you you're exactly where you need to be. You've made it exactly where you need to be. You've hit some sort of, I don't know, cosmic checkpoint here, and you're right where you need to be. And the Magician is here that everything is, everything's ready. Everything's prepared. You bring the magic. But the whole situation is ready for the Magician to work with his tools. Or there could actually be a magician in some sort of someone who's able to manifest, bring things to fruition in your environment. Maybe you need to be tapping them for some advice. But everything's ready here. It looks like I have this sense of cooking, like it's a mise en place. I don't know how to say it, but it's what I usually, what you do sometimes when you cook, when you're planning ahead. And you've got everything chopped and laid out and just ready for the timing. So all you have to focus on is the timing and following the recipe, but everything's already chopped, already laid out. And that's the vibe I'm getting from this Magician. Your environment has everything's chopped and laid out and ready for assembly whenever you get the self-confidence or the faith that you need in order to move forward. And it's sitting right underneath. I mean, most of this is such a beautiful reading, but we're dealing with some internal issues, some fears of heartbreak and hurt and harm and some lack of faith. Those are the things that we're dealing with right here. Those are the only cards that have difficulty to them. This one, we have this fabulous new beginning coming over this Magician. So you have the new beginning, and you have the tools you need surrounding you to make something happen and bring it to fruition. This is funny because I think you got this last time too. Here's your to-do list. Your to-do list. This is Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is usually a very bold, he's a bold knight. He's a bold knight, but he's not rash. He's not impulsive. Our Knight of Wands is impulsive. You're not being impulsive here. In fact, you're being the opposite of impulsive. You're being bold. You're being brave. You're finding this self-confidence here, right? You're being bold and you're being brave, but you're being also very precise and very clear. You're being very clear with your words. You're being very precise and very clear with your ideas. This is really good mental hygiene, really good, very much self-control, but it does have to do with communication. It has to do with precise communication. It has to do with being honest with yourself, being very clear with yourself. And the Knight of Swords brings a message. This message is very clear, very precise, and it involves a lot of self-control, a lot of courage, and a lot of bravery to do this. It's coming right underneath the Star card, so it is saying the Star card is the right where you need to be. You're right where you need to be, and this is where you need to be. You need to be very courageous and precise and clear thinking, clear communication. Yeah. And then we have this Five of Pentacles here. This is where you're going. You're going to be going. This could be Five of Pentacles could be, it's one step in front of the other, moving forward. It could be actually walking, going somewhere, or just actually going somewhere. But it is such a bland card in this deck because that's pretty much what it is, one step in front of the other. One step in front of the other. Maybe not even an overall vision. You don't even see, I mean, we don't even see where we're going here. No overall vision. Five of Pentacles has to do with time. Pentacles have to do with time, money, and it's just going to be, it's just one step in front of the other. Because I think this fear right here is too broad. It's too much looking at all that can go wrong, when in fact where you're going is just one step in front of the other. We don't need to have this overall vision, this overall, I don't know, seeing profit, seeing the whole thing. It's just one step in front of the other, putting in the work, putting in the labor. I don't know, to do maybe some healing. But you have several new starts coming. Confidence is the key to your success. Oh my gosh, we do have time for a Kuan Yin, wild Kuan Yin. What do we have for Virgo this week, wild Kuan Yin? What do we have for Virgo? All right. Oh, I love this card so much. I love all of these cards so much, but this one. The bright future coming after the darkness. I feel like it's after like the dark clouds here, but they were coming in not to darken the situation, not to turn into night. The darkness wasn't turning into night. It was turning into a deluge of life, not a night. So this is dawn coming. It's so bright that you're almost having to protect your eyes. My future's so bright. I've got to wear shades, also called hands. Brightness of your future. Listen to your discontent, your yearning. You want something true. This is what I feel like. This sword is very true, something very true. It has to be handled delicately because it is so true and so sharp and could cause damage. You're very well aware of the damage this truth can cause. You should not just be quiet and get back to your day job or how things have been. Yes, we have this releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives, changing on a cellular level. How things have been, as if you are making a drama out of nothing. You are meant to be moved by these feelings to become more alive. Trust in the brightness of what is meant to be. My God, this Ace of Cups, this Star card, you are meant to be moved by these feelings to become more alive. I love it. They might be scary. They might be, you know, those dark storm clouds are dark and loud and scary, but what they bring, this deluge, brings the desert to life. So anyway, the brightness of your future. Love that card for you, Virgo. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, and comments. Very much appreciate them.